All right, so this is part 2 of my 2016 album. This next layout was kind of inspired from this card from Mon Ami by Basic Grey, and it says rain plus coffee equals magic. So I was like, it rains a lot, here's some coffee, and it's a little too literal. It's not exactly my favorite layout, but I think it's okay. This one is just more pictures of me and my dog. I really like this one with the pine cone in his mouth, so I just thought it deserved a bigger picture, and it says we are better together, so I think that pretty well suits me and my puppy. Here's some of my favorite pictures from my boyfriend's Instagram. I just used a lot of bright colors here and just journaled a little bit about it on this one. And then here's even more pictures of my dog. I have so many pictures of him, it's like insane. I'm too obsessed with him. And then here's one from a haunted house. I saved the ticket, used the Kelly Perky date stamp and some enamel dots and washi tape to embellish it a little. This is all embellishments from the Honey I'm Home collection from We Are Memory Keepers, and I really love that collection. I have a ton of stuff from it, and I was waiting for some family to come in town to do something with some of those labels. And I really like how this turned out, and yeah. It's another one with the Everyday Edition cards. Just going to a spa, wrote the name of the spa. So here are some photo booth strips I backed on pattern paper, and so it's kind of, and I stapled them in here, so it's kind of see-through, but then it still kind of basically looks like a full page. And then I like how the pattern on the back is really pretty, so it's not just like blank and white. Here is my selfie from voting. I saw something on the news that said it's legal to take a selfie in the voting booth in my state, so I was like, okay, I guess I will. I never really had thought about that before that. And I just kind of wrote my feelings about the election, and I included my voter registration card, which I covered up my address and stuff there. But I wrote this before I saw the results, so that was kind of crazy to have that written down without knowing. And then here is the day after the election. I wrote something on my dog's Instagram basically about how he loves everybody and doesn't judge anybody, and how we all should be more like my dog. And it was kind of silly, but it also is just like where I found my inspiration during that dark time. And then here is his registration certificate that came in the mail from the AKC. Again, I backed it on pattern paper so it would look pretty when you turn the page at least. And then here is when my friend's boyfriend came into town. I made this really good food, and I wrote about that. And we went to an escape room after that, and this is a picture of the window of the escape room. It really looked like an old perfume shop from the outside, which was really cool. And the colors in that those pictures were really just all like, I really didn't like them. This was like bright pink, and there was just all sorts of stuff going on, so I made them black and white, which actually kind of works because it makes it look like old. And then this is just from a basketball game. I used this stamp from the Weekend stamp set from Kelly Perky to make this kind of diagonal line, and I really like that stamp. I think I want to make a lot more cards like that next year. So I'm realizing I have so much to cover up in this album, so this is just a sticky note, but this is just an everyday kind of thing from the park that I like to go to, and this says Happy Place. It's a cut down card from the Everyday Edition. And then this was the last letter my grandma wrote to me, and I kind of wrote about that on the other side, and that's just sort of nice to have because she did pass a couple weeks after that, so I was glad to save that right there. And I think that's nice that it's on this really pretty backdrop of the park and stuff. I think that's something she would like. And then here is my Thanksgiving spread. It just has all the food. I made this card with some paper from, I think it's called the Everyday pad or something. It's from Jen Hatfield, I believe. And I used the Kelly Perky stamps on top of that. It's just a couple silly pictures, and really that was just, we didn't take that many pictures, but it was a really fun weekend, so I just wanted to write about it. And then from here on, I picked out these kind of wintry pattern papers for December to use in my album. And I like the result here for sure. I really love this tree paper. Here is the park that I live by. It had Christmas lights, and they were so pretty hanging from the old oak trees. I used this Happy Things stamp from Kelly Perky, some just embellishments from the Pink Fresh Indigo Hills, and also from Studio Calico. So kind of a boring spread of everyday stuff, but we finally got a Trader Joe's, and I was just like really happy about that, because I think it really does kind of change your life, especially when you're a student like me and you don't have as much time to cook as you want. And then this is just everyday stuff, like this is the program I use to study with all the time, and this is the hospital that I go to once a week for school. And here is where I got my boyfriend this really awesome bacon from Newski's for Christmas, so I wanted to document that. And I don't even eat bacon because I'm a vegetarian, but there's this card that says that's too much bacon, said no one ever. So I put that in there because where else would I use that? And I said except for vegetarians like me. And then here's another couple pages of stuff that has pictures of my dog in it, and it's also very embellished. I kind of went way overboard with the embellishing because I just kind of wanted to use some of this stuff up, because I don't think I want to do as much embellishing next year. Here is my boyfriend dressed up as Santa Claus for work, and it was very silly. And this kind of just worked out perfectly. It's a song that's played a lot on the radio here during Christmas season, and it's kind of cute. And then here is just a list of some of the presents I bought for people. It just didn't really fit anywhere else, so that's where it went. This is when I went to DC, so I used these really cool departure type thickers from Chamel. I used the same like pattern paper, which I didn't mean to do, but it happened, so whatever. And then here's some just ephemera I cut out, and I use these buttons also from Chamel a lot, and they're okay, but I just kind of wanted to use them up at that point. And then I printed out Link Pontchartrain on top of the photo, and I wrote something underneath of this, but it didn't turn out when I printed it, so I just stuck something on top of it. And here is really where I was just trying to get my album done. I didn't have any amazing pictures from DC because I was there for a funeral and it just wasn't like the most fun time, but I did get to spend some time with my family, so I got to use this embellishment that says hanging with the fam. And just I used a couple labels. This is the best Indian food, the second best Indian food I've ever had. It's at a buffet in Bethesda, and it was amazing. And here I wrote doctor stuff because my uncle and my grandpa are both doctors, and I was showing them some stuff that I used for school, and it was just kind of fun. And then here's where I'm really just trying to use stuff up. This is all the stuff that we did on New Year's Eve. Got massage, lit the candles for Hanukkah, played some board games, and then took the dog on the bayou, and I stamped on top of it, and I actually do like how this turned out quite a lot. This just was something I used up. I really don't even know why I put that there, but whatever. And here's the last page of our album. I thought I would end it with Happy Hanukkah because I didn't have any pictures from New Year's Eve, and I think the Hanukkah lights are pretty, and they were the last day of the year. And then here it says past, present, and future. These are embellishments from Studio Calico. So yeah, that is my 2016 album. I'm really happy to have it all completed.